Morning, guys. All right, my name is Mike, and this is Free Spirit, the legendary trimaran here in Hawaii. Well, one of the biggest projects, the biggest projects I have to do is I have to renew all this rigging, which is the wires that hold up the masts. And there's two masts. There's the main mast, and there's the mizzen mast, the smaller mast in the back. And all these wires, there's about 10, or actually more than 10, that hold up the main mast. They all need to be replaced about every 10 years in the tropics. So I'm gonna go over to Kehi Marine, that's the boatyard right there today, and kind of have the first conversation about availability, about pricing, about all the details, because I'm gonna DIY the painting of the masts. The masts have to be sanded and painted. There's some electrical wires that go up, and all that's got to be redone. Even if it's not bad, if you're gonna do it every 10 years, you just refresh everything, because it's very rare that you take. So what actually happens is that a crane will lift the masts off and lay them down for me. And it's a 50-foot mast. It's a big old mast. Okay, let's get going here. All right, guys, well, I had to bring you guys down here because there's a big boating incident here in Hawaii. I'm sure you saw the video of the boat taking off on a giant wave and then running aground. Well, here it is. It's out there in the distance. I'm gonna get a real close shot of it. We can talk about it a little bit because it was kind of a sketchy situation. This area is I'm at the north end of Ala Moana Beach Park. There's Diamond Head in the distance. And then right next to Ala Moana is Kewalos, which is basically the commercial harbor. Like most of the fishing and sunset tours and catamaran trips, most of them go out of here. So this is a super busy area. There's just tons of people going on their excursions, and there behind the trees you can see the boat that's aground. So they've gotten all the diesel and oil out of it, all the batteries. So supposedly it never leaked anything, but she's definitely hard aground. So it looks like they're adding flotation. Looks like they're adding foam to get it to float a little bit higher on the high tide. I think the bigger high tide was still a few days away. Wow, what a sight. So if you saw, she was coming in the channel right there. You can see the two buoys in the distance. And then I think what happened was the captain was trying to avoid a surfer. The surfers paddle through the channel, and in the video it's hard to see, but there's a couple of heads. Okay, so it looks like they have all this foam flotation. They're trying to get it below the water line so the boat will float higher. What a crazy scene. Wow. That's wild. So strange to see a boat on land like that. I mean, it's a couple feet deep right there. But like I said, I think he was trying to avoid surfers. I really do. There's so many guys that paddle through the boat channel, and the way he swerved, you know, he was just trying not to kill someone. So the poor captain, I feel for him. But who knows? Who knows? Something different might come out of it. But yeah, the boat channel is right over here. The outside buoys are out there. You can see the red and the green buoys. He was coming through that. The waves are, you know, 10 times smaller today. There was pretty much a 10-foot wave coming through those buoys, and then he veered over this way, and the boat ended up against the wall here. Yeah, it must have been super scary. Scary situation. There's just so many people in the water here, and from a captain's perspective, one little head in the water, even a surfboard, is extremely hard to see. You got glare, you got waves, you got white water. It's just scary. I know from experience from running a snorkel trips on a catamaran that people are extremely hard to see. Divers, scuba divers, are scariest situation. When you're pulling up to a mooring, I mean, it's hitting someone is not an option. That's you're gonna kill someone. So I think that's what happened. Yeah, I feel for the captain. Yeah, I think the moral of the story is don't go out when the channel's closing out. You know, when there's a 10-foot wave inside the boat channel, I don't know, I'm sorry, but it's just when you call it as a captain, I think you have to make that hard decision, even if your boss wants you to run a trip, or I don't know, I wouldn't. I'd call it, I'd cancel. It was a once every few years type of swell event. All the surfers knew it. You know the captains knew what was going on out there. So again, there she is behind me. Tough one.